What's up everybody, Jefferson Lewis here, and today I'm going to be showing you some ways you can use your phone to shoot videos while in the house. Now there are a couple things that you can use, like apps and things that I'm going to be showing you, but I'm not going to go too in depth to those into this video, just some basic technical things. I may get a little deeper into some of the apps a little bit later, but for now, let's just get right into it. So number one, you want to shoot in front of a light source. You want to make sure that your exposure is also set right. So in different apps, there are different ways that you can set your exposure, but you want to try and separate yourself from the background. That's kind of the most important. So you want to go into your camera app like this and change the settings this way. Number two is to shoot with two cameras when possible. Now, what do you mean with two cameras, right? Well, there are two cameras on the back of your iPhone. Now, if you use an app called Double Take, you can actually film two cameras at the same time. This is not the only app that does this, but this is the one that I use. It comes along with Filmic Pro, which is also a really good app to use. I'll talk more about Filmic Pro later, but it is a app you have to pay for, but trust me, it's worth it. It's super powerful. One of the reasons you want to shoot with two cameras is because I can actually hide all your likes, pauses, all that kind of stuff by cutting back and forth between the two. And if you use the front and back camera, I can also cut between what you're looking at and yourself, which is pretty cool. Things like this will make the editing process go a lot faster. Number three, be mindful of audio. If you're using the onboard speaker on the phone and you're holding the phone away from you like this, you want to speak really loud because this is what it sounds like with the onboard microphone. So you gotta speak loud and let people know, hey, I'm here. It's not the greatest, but it's better than if you're talking like this and you're like, hey, what's going on? Now, if you notice here, I'm using the microphone on my headsets, which is basically under my shirt. You just gotta be careful of moving around or touching it because it'll make that rustling noise and you don't want that. Clean audio is definitely important. Next thing is create your background. Don't just film in front of anything or anywhere. Be mindful of what you put into your frame because everything in your frame is a part of your story or a part of your message. You don't want to keep your frame blank either, especially not standing against a wall because then that kind of casts shadows in a way that this is a little unflattering. And I would suggest using this wide angle lens when you're kind of in selfie mode because using the camera on the back is way better than I feel like using the front camera. It gets a lot more of your background in the scene, which is good. Now let's say you want to save up for something a little more high quality like the Sony a6600, which I'm shooting this video on right now. Totally worth it. I think it's a great camera to use. I think a lot of the Sony cameras are awesome to use. I have it on a 16mm right now, but that brings me to something I could tell you about called Digit. If you're trying to save money, you can use this app called Digit. I've been using it for a few years now, and it just discreetly takes a little bit of money out of your account and puts it away, like so that you don't see it, which I love. And if you use my code, which is in the description, we can both get $5. So hey, free money. Anyway, moving on. Which brings me to my next point of minding your framing. So depending on what social media platform you want your video to appear in, you can tailor it for that. Because if you shoot vertical, for example, for Instagram, when you look on your feed, it's taller. And don't be afraid to do more than one version of your video if you're going to be posting it to different mediums. Now, when you're shooting an item or product, it's good to get a lot of different angles of that item. For example, it's good to have a close-up, a mid-shot, maybe a full shot, maybe some moving shots, some shot with someone holding or using the thing or whatever it is. But giving your editor a variety of shots of a subject versus just one shot of a subject makes it easier to overlay those shots onto, let's say, you talking about whatever that subject is. Now, your bonus tip is an app I want to tell you about. It's called LumaFusion, and it lets you edit video. Wow, I can't talk today. And it lets you edit videos on your phone, which is really awesome. I love this app. But if you don't feel like editing yourself, you can always hire someone like me to do it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and make sure to comment below which tip you're going to use in your next production. And also, if there's any other subject that you want me to go deeper into, let me know in the comments as well. So please subscribe, like, and share. And this is Jefferson Lewis. Until next time, keep making the cut.